So now first we will discuss the working principle of three-phase induction motor. Three-phase supply. All the three phases are displaced each other by an angle of 120 degree. Let this be R phase. 0, 180, 360, 270, 90, 30, 60, 120. Divide it. It will be easy for you. 210, 240, 300, 360. Now Y phase is displaced by an angle of 120. This will be the maximum point. Y phase. B phase further displaced by 120. All these three phases are displaced by an angle of 120. So let us have three-phase winding, and this winding is armature winding. Or we know armature winding in case of electric motor is placed on the stator side. All these three phases, let it be R, R dash, Y, Y dash, B, B dash. These three phases are displaced each other by an angle of 120. The rotor of three-phase induction motor, let it be a squirrel cage or slip ring induction motor. We have conductors in the rotor. Let us consider these are the conductors, and these conductors are short circuited by end rings. These conductors are short circuited. Now at any instant, for example, let us start with here. At this point. At this point, your R is positive. Let it be denoted by R. So, R dash will be negative. Y will be R negative. Dot, dot. This will be the cross. So this is the, you can say you have feed three-phase supply R, Y, P to the machine. When you give three-phase supply, magnetic field will develop, because the voltage applied is of alternating nature. Hence, your magnetic field will be developed. And if you draw this magnetic field, right hand thumb rules, but obvious, this will becomes north pole or this will becomes south pole. Lines of magnetic field enters from south, leaves the north pole, and this will be the main magnet. Now let us make one more diagram. This is your rotor. These are rotor conductors. Now, let us see. Now, let us consider after passage of 60 degree, that is 150. Now, what is the position here? R and Y are positive, B is negative. So, your R, Y dash. So, this R and Y are positive and B is or Y, B is negative. Dot. So this is cross dot, but obviously if this is positive, this will be negative. Now see the direction of magnetic field, lines of magnetic, this will be north, this will be south. Lines of magnetic field. Yes. North, south. Lines of magnetic field would comes out to be, this is Fa. Main magnet. Means our main magnetic field was here. Now it is also rotated by an angle of 60 degree. When this magnetic field further, if you move to 10, you will find that it is further rotated by 60 degree. And so, means your magnetic field rotates with a speed of 120 F by P, where 120 F is the frequency, means your speed of this rotating magnetic field is dependent upon this frequency F. Hence, when flux rotates, these are the stationary conductor. Our rotor is initially in the stationary position. Hence, magnetic flux linking to these conductors changes. Hence, EMF will induce in the conductor. And the direction of induced EMF is given by Fleming's right hand. So, in which direction your field is rotating? Your field is rotating in clockwise direction. And with respect to your field, your rotor is, means your field was here, your rotor was here. Your field moves in this direction. Your field is moving in clockwise direction. With respect to your field, your rotor is rotating, is lagging behind, means direction of rotor is to be considered opposite. Your rotor is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Now see here, if this is the direction of field, this is the direction of motion, and this will be the direction of induced EMF. Cross, 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 cross. But obvious here, direction of this is this, field is this, and direction of current would be this. So this will be the direction of induced EMF. At this axis, what will be the direction of rotation? It will be termed as neutral axis. Field is this, current, motion, direction of motion. We will consider it upward or downward. Neither we can consider it upward nor downward. That's why we have considered it neutral axis. And if you represent the magnetic field, yes, so this will be the south pole, this will be the north pole, and this will be the FR. As there is phase displacement between two magnetic fields, torque will follow. Hence, motor will start rotating. Now, see at this position, your field is rotating in, this is the direction of magnetic field. and it is rotating in clockwise directions. Means you are in, this is direction of rotation of rotor with respect to field. So now your field direction will be, yes, this one, field motion. So this will be the if you apply Fleming's right hand rule, you will find these directions. And this will be the south pole, this will be the north pole, and this will be the FR. Means your magnetic field would have a, both are having certain phase displacement, hence your torque will be. Means as this magnetic field has created certain angle between stator and rotating magnetic field, hence your torque developed. Now at what speed your torque would develop, or at what speed your motor would rotate? Your field is rotating at this speed. If your rotor starts rotating at this speed, then what happens? If your rotor starts at synchronous speed, that is speed of this rotating magnetic field, there would be no relative change in the speed. Means the change of flux with rotor conductor would be zero, because speed of the rotor and speed of the stator magnetic field are same. As there is no variation in the flux linking to the rotor conductor, hence no EMF will induce. Hence your rotor would not rotate. That's why in case of induction motor, your rotor rotates at a speed slightly lesser than synchronous speed. And that difference in speed is denoted by slip. Ratio of difference of synchronous speed and rotor speed with respect to synchronous speed is known as slip. And the torque developed in the induction motor is directly proportional to SR2, R2 square plus S square X20 का square. Means where S is the slip, R is the rotor resistance, R2 is the rotor resistance, X20 is the rotor reactance at standstill. Because with the variation in the slip, your frequency also varies. Because the motor, when the rotor starts rotating, the frequency of the rotor is not same as that of the stator, and that becomes equal to, so if slip generally varies from 6% to 2%, means 0.06 if you write it in per unit, hence rotor frequency is very low. So at standstill, your reactance is high. When rotor starts rotating, your reactance becomes lesser. So this is the at standstill. If you consider the resistances are very low, rotor resistance is low, so this can be represented as, this may be neglected, square of. As these are the constant value R2 and X20, because rotor resistance remains same, reactance at standstill remains same. So this torque is directly proportional to slip. Means your slip decreases, your torque increases, your slip increases, your torque decreases. If you draw the torque slip characteristics, speed ns or nr, and slip will be, if your slippage high, nr would be low. So this will be s is 1, and when ns is synchronous speed, at this slippage 0. So you will find that your torque machine rotates at a particular speed that depends upon the slip. Whatever be the slip, accordingly there will be the rotor. If the slip would be more, we move towards, accordingly torque would go decreasing. So this will be the speed torque characteristics. If we insert resistance in case of your slip ring induction motor, you have the rotor winding and external resistance is being connected. If you insert the resistance R2, so your torque increases. So means to increase up the starting torque, these resistances may be increased. This may be resistance R1, R2, R3, R4. So this is the, by inserting the resistance, starting torque can be increased. That's why in case of slip ring induction motor, we made this provision. That's why slip ring induction motors are being used. Now, come to, if you want to change the direction of rotation, what you will do? We have applied this voltage. This one phase displacement of again 90 degree, 120 degree. This was R, Y, B. And we find that your main magnetic field is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Hence, direction of torque would be developed in anti-clockwise direction. If you want to change the direction of rotation, we will just interchange any of the two fields. Means you have to make R into Y or B into Y. You interchange this. For example, let us change YR. So this phase is Y. We have just changed our supply terminals. Then let's see what happens. Here, Y at this particular instant, Y is positive, R and B are negative. Y is positive, R and B are negative. This will be cross, and this will be dot. And if you represent the magnetic field, the lines of magnetic field, this will become south pole, this will become north pole. Because see here, lines of magnetic field comes out from north and enters in the south. So this will be the main magnetic field. Now, after at 150, after 60 degree, Y and R are positive and B is negative. Y and R are positive. Y positive, R, Y and R are positive, and this was B is negative. So this will be cross dot dot. Now, what will be the resultant magnetic field? Main magnetic field. This is the lines of magnetic field comes from north and enters in the south. This is the direction, thumb rule. So this is the FM. Now observe that this was the initial magnetic field. Now it rotates, it means your direction is now anti-clockwise direction. Main magnetic field is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, hence direction of rotation becomes anti-clockwise. Earlier you find that the main magnetic field was rotating with a synchronous speed ns 120 f by p in clockwise direction. Now we just reverse any of the two phases, it will reverse the direction of rotation. If we reverse it all the three phases, direction of rotation would remain same. By interchanging, now if you change the R and V, again you will get the clockwise rotation. Correspondingly, you can mark the direction of induced EMF or EMF induced in the rotor conductor, because rotor conductors are short circuited. Whenever EMF will induce in the conductor, current will flow through the conductor, they will develop their own magnetic field which will cause the rotation of the single phase induction motor. Means you have the single phase supply. Let us reduce some conductors here. We have three conductors on the stator side, which are being supplied by single phase supply, and we have the rotor conductors. Let on the rotor side we have these conductors. Let input is V1. AC supply is V1. Let for a particular instant this one be positive, this one be negative. Now, as per this will be positive, this will be negative, because this one is supplied by now when this voltage is applied to this single phase induction motor, or single phase supply is given to this winding, what happens? Alternating magnetic field will be established, and this motor will behave like a transformer. As your secondary side is closed, there is the conductor on the rotor side, EMF will induce in the rotor conductor, and that EMF would be induced in such a way that it will oppose the very charge which produced it. Means this was the north pole, it will form north south, and this will be the means it will approach this north pole, hence two magnetic, this will be the direction of rotating magnetic field. Both the magnetic fields are in opposite direction. No phase displacement between two magnetic fields. Hence, no torque would be developed. But obvious, this is rotating with a synchronous speed. If you changed it, for example, this will dot, 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 this will cross. Supply terminal positive, negative. You will find that this would also change. Hence, what happens? This will be cross, 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 this will be dot. Hence, you will find that both the fields are in opposite direction but in the same line. Hence, no torque would develop. So, in case of single phase induction motor, no initial torque would develop. Hence, the machine is or the motor is not self-start. We require some additional arrangement to start up the motor. If we draw the speed torque characteristics for this, minus ns, ns, we observe these characteristics. Means, what it indicating? If we gives the initial movement in any direction by certain mechanical means, if we rotate this rotor in any of the direction, it will start rotating in that particular direction. If we rotate in anti-clockwise direction, it will start rotating in anti-clockwise direction. If we rotate in clockwise direction, it will start rotating in clockwise direction, or it would remain continuously in the rotating mode. Now, if in place of single winding, if we use another winding, two windings, let us consider we have two windings in place of single winding. And these windings are displaced with each other by some phase displacement. Now these windings are let this be the voltage. That was the first winding. Let the second winding, let this be the voltage across first winding. This is the flux phi 1, and let the second winding leads first winding by a phase angle of 90 degree. That can be easily made by connecting a capacitors with the windings, or means we require certain phase displacement. Means phi 2 and phi 1 would have certain phase displacement. Their resultant flux would be have a different phase angle. For example, at this instant, at zero instant, for example at this instant, your flux phi 2 is 0. Let two coils S1, we have displaced them an angle of 90 degree. One dash, two dash. Now, your at this instant, this is leading by an angle of 90 degree, means this is positive, so this will be dot, and this has no voltage across this. Now, what will be the direction of magnetic field? Here, this will be the direction. So this will be the south pole and this would be the north pole, and this will be the main magnetic field. Now, at an angle of this angle, let it be rotated by certain more angle. At this instant, both are positive, means this one is positive, this one is, this will be dot, dot. Now, see here, direction of magnetic field, this will be the south pole, this will be the north pole. Means your magnetic field is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction, it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction means your conductor with respect to rotor conductors or rotor is rotating in clockwise direction with respect to stator magnetic field. Now see here, this is the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of motion. See here, field, direction of motion is this one. This is the motion, this is the, so this will be the current. Dot, 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 cross, cross, cross. So this will be the north pole. Yes, lines of magnetic field enters from south, north, FR. Hence, torque would develop and your rotor would starts rotating. So this makes your rotor or your motor self-starting. So in place of single winding, we use it two winding supplied by this single phase supply. Both the windings are supplied by same supply, but speed torque characteristics is just like the characteristics of this will be the torque speed characteristics for single phase induction motor. If you want to change the direction of rotation of the rotor, you have to do only one thing. Either reverse the direction of rotation of this magnetic field. For example, here your magnetic field was rotating in anti-clockwise direction. You make this magnetic field rotating in clockwise direction. So for clockwise direction rotation, what happens? You just reverses the interchange the polarity of these two terminals or direction of current in any of the winding. On the stator side, you have placed two windings, two coils which are connected in parallel. You just reverse the direction of current in any of the winding. You will find the direction of rotating magnetic field would be reversed. Means if you reverse it, what happens? For example, you reversed it. Reverse means direction of current is reversed. Now, this phi 1 is leading to phi 2. They are interchanged. When this phi 1 is positive, phi 2 is 0. when this phi 2 is 0, phi 1 is negative. So you will, if you mark this polarity with the different axes, you will find that this FM, main magnetic field, would start rotating in clockwise directions. Hence, the torque would also develop in clockwise direction. Your rotor would start rotating in clockwise direction. Speed of this rotor would be lesser than the synchronous speed. If its speed would be equal to 1/20 speed of the rotating magnetic field, what happens? Again, motor would not run, because if the both speed of the rotor and this rotating magnetic field would be same, no relative change in the magnetic field across the rotor conductors, hence no EMF will induce in the rotor conductors, hence no current will flow in the rotor conductor, hence it will not develop its own magnetic field, hence no torque would develop, because the torque is developed due to alignment of these two magnetic fields. Likewise, if you want to change the direction of rotation of three-phase induction motor, you have just to reverse the direction of rotating magnetic field. Means if you were having three phases, you just, these were R, Y, B, you just interchange the phase. Just interchange the field. You will find that the polarity of the rotating direction of rotating magnetic field will be reversed. Hence, direction of torque would be reversed and your motor would start rotating in reverse direction. If you interchange all the three phases, you change the sequence, you will find that direction of rotation will remain same. Likewise, in single phase, if you reverses the direction of current in both the windings, so you will have the same direction of magnetic field, or your magnetic field would rotate in same direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. Hence, direction of torque would remain same. So, to change the direction of rotation, you have to change the direction of current in any of the winding. Means you have to change polarity of one winding only. If you change polarity of both the windings, direction would remain same. Likewise, in three-phase induction motor, if you interchange working of three-phase synchronous generator or alternator. This synchronous generator is also named as alternator, because your synchronous machine is generally used for generating electrical energy. It works on the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Whenever magnetic flux linking a coil changes, EMF will induce in it. So here on the stator side, we have placed three-phase winding, which is displaced each other by an angle of 120 degree. Now, this winding, field winding, is supplied by DC supply, and it forms a, for example, let us consider a two-pole machine. Now, when this rotor rotates in this magnetic field, EMF will induce in the magnetic flux linking to the coil changes, hence EMF will induce in the coil. Now at this particular instant, what will be the induced EMF? Let us consider that your rotor is rotating in clockwise direction, or here this magnet is being rotated in clockwise direction. Now, the direction of induced EMF is given by Fleming's right hand rule at this instant. This is the direction of magnetic field. Now, what is the direction of motion? Motion is clockwise. Rotor is rotating clockwise. And with respect to this rotor, your stator is rotating anti-clockwise. Because as it moves clockwise direction, it is going away from it, and then it is moving anti-clockwise direction. So, here we will consider the direction of rotation of this stator, because EMF is induced to be induced on the stator side. Direction of rotation of this rotor is to be considered anti-clockwise direction. So this is the direction of rotation. This is the direction of magnetic field. Fm. This is the direction of rotation. This will be the current. Here this is the field. This is the direction of cross. Field direction of rotation is this one. Here this is the direction of magnetic field. Now direction of rotation is this one. Here it will move this side. Dot, dot, direction of magnetic field, direction of the induced EMF. So this will be the induced EMF. Now let we rotate this magnet by 90 degree. Let us move it by 60 degree first. This R dash, Y dash, B dash. Now this is being rotated by 60 degree. Let this be there. Main magnetic field. Now, as this is rotating in clockwise direction, this is magnetic field. Your stator will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So this will be the anti-clockwise. Here, field is this anti-clockwise. So this will be the direction of induced EMF. Let this be rotated by 90 degree in place of 60. First place the conductor displaced each other by an angle of 120 degree. If this is R dash, Y dash, B dash. Now let this be the position. This is North Pole, South Pole. Now at this position, what would be the induced EMF? This is the direction of magnetic field. Your rotor is rotating in clockwise direction. Hence, with respect to rotor, your stator is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So this will be the direction of induced EMF. Yes. Yes. Now, neutral exchange. No EMF will induce in this conductor. It should either, your motion should be either in this direction or this direction. You can't have at this particular position. It should not be like this. So this force will act as, so there will be no EMF induced. Likewise, anti-clockwise. So at this position, no EMF will induce in the conductor. Let us make one more position. dash, y dash, b dash. Now let this be rotated by an angle of, here we have not 90, let it be rotated by 120. Not 120, 90, 120 will be this, 240. Or let 180. Let have this position. North, south. Now, this is the direction of magnetic field, FM. Now, this is rotating in clockwise direction, means our stator is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So here, dot, and here you will find that clockwise. It will be cross. Means this would be the induced EMF in conductor. If you plot it at this instant R is positive and means this R is having the maximum value. This will be at 180, 360, 270, 90, 30, 60, 120, 150, 210, 240, 300, 330. This is important. Now, this is in between. It means this is the maximum value of the voltage. And after 90 degree, it should be 0. We have rotated it by 90 degree. What was the voltage in the arc phase? 0. By 180 degree, again maximum in negative direction. So this is for R phase. Now come to Y. Here at this position, this one is the maximum or this one is the B dash. So B is negative in maximum. At what angle? From here at 60. It would have the negative maximum value. And after an angle of 90 degree, or from here, this angle is 30 and this angle is after 120. The value of this, or you just plot it. And this one was the B. And Y positive here also, and Y maximum, Y it would be R B Y 120. You will find this particular wave shape. Means the EMF induced would be alternating. You can have the point to point if you make it diagram for every 60 degree rotation, and you just go for 60, 90, thereafter, or each 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 and up to 360. You will find that the EMF induced is of alternating nature, and all these three phases are displaced each other by an angle of 120 degree. So this works on the principle of Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Whenever magnetic flux linking a coil changes, EMF related, and that EMF induced is directly proportional to the speed of the, or that is dependent on the speed of the rotor.